Okay, so today's video is going to be on travelling with a larger number of guinea pigs. We're going to be travelling with 5, but there's going to be 4 in this particular carrier. You may think, gosh, that's not a carrier, that's a cage. Well, yeah, it's a zoozone cage, and this is more suitable for travelling with 4 pigs than squeezing them all into a box or a cat carrier. I just want to address one thing before I get started, and it's what I've seen a lot of people doing in videos, and I'm not going to name names because you know who you are, so please don't ever do it again. I've seen people travelling with their guinea pigs in those rubber buckets or tubs that people use for gardening, or they're used for horse feeds, that kind of thing, brightly coloured tubs. They're the most unsuitable thing I've ever seen. Not only is it highly dangerous, your guinea pig could jump out, but if you have an accident, not only are they going to go flying, the bucket's going to go flying, they could seriously injure the person driving as well. Many an accident has been made worse by an animal loose in the back of a car, uncontained, it comes flying through and hits you. Yes, they're still going to get injured in a carry case or a cage like this, but the injuries are going to be far less for them and they're going to be far less for you. Okay, so now that's addressed and we're all travelling with lids on our boxes, you want to consider the substrate. What I'm using here is wood-based cat litter. I got this in Home Bargains for 99p, and snowflake wood shavings, which I got for 49p. The reason why I would always use a substrate when travelling, especially for a long journey, is because they will pee and poo a little bit more because they'll be stressed out, and this absorbs it better. And if you use fleeces and towels and things like that, they will tend to burrow under them, so not only will they get hot, but if they're underneath what you've got on the bottom of the cage, then they pee on the plastic and they're lying in their own pee, they get dirty, smelly, wet and a little bit more stressed out. Okay, so there's going to be 3 girls and Casper, who's my neutered boar. They're going to be in this cage. Sorry, my voice is kind of escaping. And they're going to be in it from approximately 4:30 in the morning till about lunchtime. So that's a really long time. So we want to make it as comfortable as possible. So that's why we've gone for a cage with, as you can see at the top right there, somewhere to put a water bottle. So I'll go ahead and set that up and then tell you what I've done and why. Okay, so I've gone ahead and set that up. So what you can see now is I've put the lid on and put on the water bottle holder and hay rack. I'm not actually going to be putting pellets in because it's kind of stressful travelling with guinea pigs or small animals, and they tend not to eat their pellets, but they will have a munch on some vegetables or some hay. So I would recommend doing that rather than wasting your pellets because they tend to pee on them and things. So I've put in the hay rack, and it has hay and ready grass in them. So the ready grass is just a bit of a treat. Ready grass is just a type of hay, but it's higher in calcium and phosphorus than you would want to give an adult guinea pig. But I've got the full range of ages going, so yeah, it's in as a treat, not too much of it. So that's what you can see over here, that's really green. And over in the other corner there's some hay, just in case they're a bit worried about standing up and reaching for the hay up in, in the hay rack. But it has exactly the same as what's on the floor. And then underneath here you can see I've put the wood pellets, because obviously if they're eating they're going to be up this end kind of piddling and things. So that's what's going there, and then there's obviously just sawdust in the rest, and again in the corners I've put some wood pellets because, again, as you know, guinea pigs do tend to do their business in the corners. So that's all there is to setting up the cage, and obviously we're going to be putting a water bottle here. They're currently in the fridge so that it's nice and chilled for the morning. Okay, so I'm going to go on and show you now how we plan on keeping the guinea pigs cool during the car journey. I think you can see right now the weather is not particularly warm, wet and dull, so hopefully it'll be like that tomorrow, so that the car doesn't get sunny, but there is air conditioning in the car. And then obviously I'm going to show you these things that we're about to do to keep them cool. Okay, so as I said, the first thing that we're doing is cooling the water bottles by keeping them in the fridge overnight. So as you can see there and there, and obviously the spouts will be a little bit cooler as well. Don't worry, they're not going to be frozen, it's only the fridge. And then the next thing we're going to be doing is giving them some vegetables, this fruit. So we've got a packet of peppers here, again in the fridge so they're a bit cooler. And I've got some carrots, and that'll just give them a little bit extra moisture if they're not drinking the water, and something nice to gnaw on. Okay, and so the second to last thing that we're doing is we have some empty, well not empty, some water bottles here, and they just get filled up and we put them in the fridge so they're frozen. You don't want to, because they're all going to be in close quarters together, we don't want them sort of lying against the ice, because obviously it'll be a bit cold for them, and they do have bare skin on their ears, their paws and their noses, so we don't obviously want them getting too cold or somebody squished up against a water bottle. So what I recommend doing is getting an old sock and putting it on the frozen bottle, just like this one, and then popping it in the cage. So I'm probably going to put a large and a small ice bottle in. The large one's going to go in a cool bag, and it can be given to them before they go on the ferry, because I don't know if I mentioned they're obviously going in the car, but they're going on a boat ride as well. They're going on the ferry for a couple of hours, and then it can be swapped over and the big one can be put in for that time. Okay, so the last and most simple thing that we're going to be doing for keeping them cool is putting a towel over the cage. Now, it's not actually going to be a dry towel, it's going to be a damp, cool towel, so it's going to be made wet, put in the freezer for just half an hour to cool it down completely, and then this is going to be laid over the cage, and this will actually kind of keep the air in the cage quite cool, maybe a little bit moist, but that won't do them any harm, and just keep them more comfortable. But hopefully, as I said, it won't be too sunny tomorrow, and they'll be fine without the soak towel. But otherwise, you do need to sort of cover half the cage so that they just feel a bit more secure, because obviously, because there's 4 in here, I'm not actually going to be putting in a hut. So that's how Casper, Pixie, Gypsy and Dusty will be travelling tomorrow. So I hope that helped you, and I will do a separate video on travelling with one guinea pig so you can see what I do there. Okay, as always, if you want to contact me, you can find us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/guineapigsecretsuk, and you can also email me at guineapigsecretsuk@gmail.com. All the links to my social networks will be in the description box. Bye!